Hello, this is Raziel Cohen from ndftraining.com, and today we're going to talk about a tactical reload. Now, I'm pretty surprised actually that we didn't cover this earlier on, because this is a very basic and very important drill that a lot of people should know. And if you do know, it's something that's very valuable to practice. So this is your reminder. What a tactical reload is that under stress, one of the things that happen is that we won't be able to necessarily remember a lot of the little details of things that occurred. So for example, there was a very famous story of a law enforcement officer who got into a gunfight. And after the gunfight, they asked him, how many rounds did you fire? And he said around 15 to 17 rounds, which is around the amount of a standard Glock magazine. After they did research and they realized he fired over 45. Why? His muscle memory took over, and what he was ended up doing is just reloading when he felt that it was necessary to reload, because since the gun went into slide lock, his muscle memory took over and said, reload, it's time to perform a reload, the gun is now empty. So because of that, if we ever end up getting into, God forbid, a gunfight, we might not know how many rounds are left in the gun, and if there's a potential other threat that we want to deal with, it would be better that we start dealing with that with a full magazine than the potential of not knowing how many rounds are left. So what this drill is very simple. After you perform an engagement, so you fire a few rounds, you're going to take the magazine out that you currently have in the gun, and you're going to replace it with a new one that you had, and you're going to store this, because right now I see that there's more ammo, but I don't know how many rounds are left. This one I know that I just put into the gun is fully loaded. So for the time being, I'm going to store this away just in case I need those last few rounds, but I'm going to start dealing with whatever that potential is with a full capacity magazine. So just to make sure I clarify, this is something that's done after a situation has temporarily ended and you have a moment to gather your stuff, meaning gather yourself. So what does that mean? So let's say, God forbid, you got into an active shooter environment and you engaged one of the shooters and he's down. Right now, you're not sure if there's going to be another person involved in it, and you have a small gap of time to make sure to check your gear, check yourself, make sure you weren't impacted at all, and deal with the next potential person. So during that time is the time that you would do this. You obviously wouldn't do this during a gunfight, because during a gunfight, you're dealing with what you have. If you need to do an emergency reload, which we covered in the past, you could do an emergency reload. But this is during a time where there's a pause, you have a moment to gather your thoughts, gather your things, make sure you're fine, perform a tactical reload, and then continue if necessary. This is Raziel Cohen with ndftraining.com. Thank you for watching.